Good morning and welcome to the free daily coaching hangout. Your daily hangout for mindset, tech tips, and everything attraction marketing. We're here every morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Sit back or jump in. Either way, remember to have some fun. Here at freedailycoaching.com.
10. Great.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Free Daily Coaching. Bert Bledsoe here with you live from Colorado Springs on the freedailycoaching.com morning hangout. We do this hangout every Monday through Friday. We do it at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And each and every week, we bring you some different topics. So Mondays, we focus on mindset. We do tech tips on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, we do an interview. Thursdays, we do some kind of a throwdown. And then Fridays, we have a free-for-all Friday. If you were here this past Friday, Malia Holleran was gracious enough to host, and so she had fired up the webinar. So if you were looking for Friday's hangout and you couldn't find it in the normal location, you're going to have to go over to YouTube and look on Malia's YouTube channel, because that's where the video will be hosted. I can grab that from her later, guys, and embed it over onto Free Daily Coaching as well. So now you know where it is at and where Fridays was missing if you were looking for Friday. So wanted to let everyone know what was going on. People were, I got a few different texts and messages, and people were like, where are you? What happened? What's going on this weekend? And what really was going on is there was an opportunity for a last minute recon trip. And I did some reconnaissance. And what that means is simply I have a thirst to continue to improve, like many of you. And that's what we're going to talk about on Mindset Monday. Is we're going to look at some more of these points of the fixed and growth mindset, and we're going to go a little bit deeper into it, but we'll get to that in just a minute. And so what I did was I went and listened to some other leaders. I went and listened to some leaders that were outside of my normal sphere, right? Outside of the normal group of people that I'm listening to. And I did it because I had done some training or listened to some video with a specific individual and found some value there and said, hey, I want to get some more of this. I want to listen to more of this person. And I know that this person is also associated with some other people that could maybe teach me some good stuff and some valuable things. So what I did was, and I have a couple videos that I shot for you guys with my hoodie on and stuff. What I did was I went and checked out some stuff to an event, and I just went incognito, right? So that no one would know who I was. And I just put a hoodie on and kept my head down and went and sat in the back of the event and really tried to soak in some information, tried to soak in some ideas and concepts and hear them in some different ways so that maybe I could process them better. Maybe that I could hear it in another way. And if I could hear it in another way, maybe that I could deliver it to you in a way that would be more beneficial, right? So if I could go and learn something and I could implement that, I could take that information, if I could go and I could learn something, if I could ingest that information, if I could pay attention and ingest it and then go implement that behavior, I could then take that action and then take it and bring it here to you guys, to everyone that I'm working with, and share it with you and say, hey, these are some things that I've learned. And that's what we all have been doing, right? That's what I've been doing along the way. And so what I simply wanted to do was say, hey, you know what? I feel like it's time for me to get some more. It's time for me to learn some more, for me to grab onto some more information, to grab onto some more value and some more resources to bring it to you, to be able to bring it to the group. And so the reason I did it all in did someone take a picture of you? I don't think so. I think I got out of there with no pictures. I did get recognized. Like the first people that saw me at the event recognized me right away. and I asked them, because I met them, and I asked them if they would be kind enough to not say anything, to anyone if we had any mutual friends, and they said yes. And I made it through the whole time until right before I left. Someone that I know actually approached me and was like, "Hey, man." So other than that, it was total Black Ops, CIA, stealth, and so as I process that, and what I'm learning, I'm going to start to be sharing that with you. And so I wanted you guys to know what was going on, so that you guys knew what was shaken. What I wanted to also talk about was, I wanted to talk about this idea. We talked, and if you haven't seen all of the Mindset Mondays, or you haven't heard about the idea of a fixed and a growth mindset, then I just encourage you to go back and watch one of those videos. Go back and look through the free daily coaching calls back in 2014. We did a bunch, and look at those Mindset Monday calls where we compared and contrasted the different types of mindset, between the two, of growth and fixed mindset. And I wanted to talk about this idea of the idea of going out and going for something, like really going out and going for it. And think about, and the reason I wanted this specific point in the information, right, in the book, in the different articles that I've been reading on the fixed and growth mindset, everyone comes to this idea about, like, what are the differences between the two, and what are the things that separate, right, the two. And so I wanted to talk about something that I think is really important, and it's effort, right? Putting some effort in and doing the work. And sometimes it's hard work. Sometimes you're in life, there's long hours, depending on what you're doing, right? And depends on the endeavor that you're taking. But there's effort and hard work. And for people that have this idea of a fixed mindset, that this is just the way things are, this is the way it's always is, this idea of putting in the work and the effort is like absolutely, bone chilling. It's terrifying. It's really super scary, right? And in one of the books that that one of the authors, she talks about this specifically, this book by Carol Dweck, Mindset is the book. She talks about, there's really like two reasons, right? And she talks about one is that in the fixed mindset, like when you have this fixed mindset, you're thinking like, well, if you're really, really good at something, if you're a genius, if you're gifted, if you have these abilities, then there shouldn't be this effort, right? And if you need this amount of effort, then it kind of like weighs on your ability. Like, right? What does your ability look like? What does your skill set look like? What does it say about you if you're not just able to pick things up right away, right? If you're just not able to pick it up right away. And so that is a huge limiting belief for people with this fixed mindset, right? That well, if I was just automatically great with something, if I just had this as a skill set, that I shouldn't need to like work on it, and because I have to work on it, then that's going to start that idea of doubt. Well, maybe this isn't something I'm gifted at. Maybe this isn't. And the second idea is really takes away like all the excuses, right? And if this one is like probably the most common, something that we all do, or we all have done at some point. Have you ever said, right, I could have been blank, right? And then fill in the blank, right? Or I could have done, and then fill in the blank, right? But once you try it, once you go out and put the effort, you can't say that anymore. Think about this, right? If you don't put any effort, in your mind, you can be like, well, I could have been really successful at, insurance sales, right? If I would have went into insurance, but you didn't ever put the effort in, right? So you can just keep on using that as like an excuse. Yeah, well, if I would have done this, this, and this, I could have been really successful at fill in the blank. But once you try it, then you don't have that excuse anymore, right? And so why am I bringing this up? Well, what if we took in this idea and said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put in the work and the effort and the hard work, even if sometimes it's terrifying, even if it's scary, even if in my head I think, well, I'm in your head, what if you're thinking, well, I'm smart, or I'm trained in this, or fill in that blank of what is that idea in your head that's holding you back, that's stopping you from allowing you to push through and say, oh, okay, why don't I just go ahead and take the effort that's required and see what result I get. People that have this idea of the opposite, this growth mindset instead of the fixed mindset, they don't worry about, it's not right. It's not about going out and putting the effort, isn't about success or failure. They put in the hard work and the effort, and that's the hard work and the effort is because they want to, in that growth mindset is to truly become a better person, right? Is to truly become a better businessman, whether that means, or a businesswoman, right? Whether that means that you're becoming more developed as a person, whether that means that you're going out and taking the effort to learn a new skill set. Maybe you're like myself and you have an adversity to spreadsheets, right? I never really mastered the spreadsheets, and I get it, and there's cells and I can get the basic formulas, but there's some really cool things that you could do with those, but I just had a fear, right? And for whatever reason, this block, and maybe you have that block, that fear, that adversity, that challenge that you're afraid to step through, right? And it could be in anything. It doesn't have to be something. It doesn't have to be something so simple as a spreadsheet. It could be something that you're having a struggle with, and maybe it is something as simple as a spreadsheet for you, right? But people with a growth mindset, they're not, right? If I really wanted to allow myself to grow, it's not about like if I'm going to master Excel or not. It's whether or not I can become more competent. Can I learn something new about Excel? What if I went and and I don't use Excel, I'm on Mac, right? So, but same exact idea, right? What if every day if I really wanted to become competent with it, what if every day I just went and developed that skill set, became more intelligent, became more competent, learned one new thing that I could use, one new feature in there. I don't have to go learn it in 50 hours, right? And do a whole entire class on it. I could. So the idea of hard work and effort, sometimes we let skew us because of a fixed mindset idea. We let this idea get in our head like, oh, you know what? If I had to do too much work, right? If I had to do too much effort, then I wouldn't be gifted. On the other side of that, guys, I want to look at the other side of this. Right? I want to look at the other side of this and see what does that look like. What does the other side of the coin look like? And how can you use that? What if you're doing all the hard work and effort? What if you're putting in the hard work and effort right now? Right? And exactly. And Jeannie, you're bringing this point up. Great. It's a great point. Jeannie said in the chat, sometimes I stop myself because I think I should be quicker at learning it. Great to know I'm not the only one. You're not the only one, Jeannie. What if this was, what What if you knew that this was occurring across the board with everyone? What if everyone was having this experience that, hey, I'm not picking this up fast enough. I'm not learning this at a quick enough speed. I didn't learn this idea over here quick enough, or I'm not understanding this concept, or I can't understand, I didn't, get this technical piece or this or that, whatever it is. What if on this flip side of this coin, Jeannie, what if you're doing all the work, right? You're doing all the hard work, but you're not feeling like maybe you're doing all the hard work, but you're not feeling like you're getting the benefit. You're not feeling like you feel like you're doing the harvest, but you're not getting, or the sowing, but you're not reaping the harvest, right? But you have to remember that that's part of the deal, right? First, there's a time that happens in between sowing and harvest. That's growth, right? That's a time of learning. That's a time of development, right? That growth time is a time before the harvest. So we plant and we sow, and which is going out and making the effort, which is going out and doing the hard work. That's going out and sowing the seeds, right? That's going out and watering the crops every day, okay? Making sure that they're not infested with bugs, making sure that, everything is properly being taken care of, right? Then the harvest comes. So there's two sides. Maybe you're not afraid to take the action. Maybe you're taking the action. Maybe you're in growth mindset and you're like, wow, this is awesome. I'm learning a lot and I'm building. But then there's those times, right? There's those times when you're like, man, I'm not going as fast as this girl over here. Or, wow, that guy seems to be going really fast. Wow, if I could just do what that guy over there is doing, then I'd be really doing it, right? Or if I could just get the attention that gal was getting, I could really get some traction here, right? How many times have we been there? We've all been there, right? I've been there. I know that it's something that happens to all of us. You have that day where you're comparing to other people, where you're looking out and your insides don't match everyone else's outsides, right? What you see on the outside for everyone else, you're like, wow, I don't feel like that. But what if you knew, Jeannie, that everyone feels like that everyone has that day, that everyone has that time in their business where they think, man, I'm just not picking this up fast enough. What if you are picking up fast enough? What if you're picking it up just at the right speed, at the right time for you? And every one of us, I think we could all raise our hand and every one of us could say, hey, what could I do to improve my business? Right? Those that are pumping out a piece of content every day and they're emailing every day and they're doing this and that and they're doing awesome. Could they do more? Absolutely. The guy or the gal that just got in yesterday, that just started, or maybe they've been in for 6 months. Maybe you've been hanging out for a while and you decided that you were going to take some action. You made a decision mentally, but you haven't followed the decision with the action. That's okay. We've all been there, right? Everyone's been at that place where they said, yeah, I think I'm going to do that, right? But they didn't follow the decision with the action. They didn't commit to the process. And when we decide to commit to the process, when we step through that fear and we actually make the effort, then we have to remember that effort, it's like if we went out to go, imagine if you went to go and plant a garden in your backyard today. If you went and planted a garden in your back, let's pretend that it wasn't the middle of winter, okay, guys and gals? If you went and planted a garden today, you wouldn't expect that tomorrow there was going to be like full-size zucchinis, right? You wouldn't expect that tomorrow you're going to go out into your garden and find full spinach plants blossoming so that you can make a fresh spinach salad, right? No, why? Because you have a mindset that you're going to plant the seeds, you're going to take care of them, you're going to water them, they're going to sprout, you're going to fertilize them, you're going to make sure they're covered from the elements, right? So they don't get damaged. Everything. You're going to take care of them, right? And then over that time, over that growth period, they're going to develop and you're going to get the harvest. So I want you to look at hard work and effort and imagine, guess what? There's some things that maybe you have natural gifts at. And maybe some of those talents and those natural skill sets, maybe you haven't used them in a little while. Maybe you're like, woo, you're shaking off the dust. Maybe you're flapping and you're shaking like this and you're like, wow, you're getting a little of the rust off. You haven't used some of those muscles before, maybe, or in a long time. Maybe you're getting some of the kinks out, right? And you're starting to remember, hey, you know what? I'm really good at this. I'm going to develop this part of me, this skill set. Well, maybe you're just tapping back into that. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to tap into that energy. Don't be afraid to use that skill set, and don't hold yourself back. Allow yourself to break through. Allow yourself to push through those fears, and allow yourself to put in that hard work and that effort that's required to be able to step through some of the challenges that you're facing. And for those that are already doing it, for those that have already made a decision, right? A lot of our people have already made a decision to take action. They're like, hey, I'm taking action right now. I'm already taking action. I've decided, right? And maybe you're not getting the exact results that you want to see, okay? If you're not getting the exact results that you want to see, then that's okay. The first step of the equation is that you've started to take the action. You've got the work down, and you're making the effort. So now is just a refinement, and it's looking at it. And this is what I found is key in my business. I've been able to refine the process by looking at what I'm doing, what I'm building, what I'm creating, what the actions that I'm taking. I've been able to do that looking at it with a mentor, with someone that's been able to guide me, someone that's gotten results, right? Not just a colleague, not just a peer, not just someone that did it for a day or a week or, you know, a couple months, but someone that had lasting results, someone that had been doing it year after year. And then being able to say, hey, what do you think about this? What does this look like? What is this? How does this feel? Where can I improve on this, right? And by doing that, when I was able to do that and reach out to someone, then I was able to improve on my results on the work and the effort that I was taking. So if you're one of those people that's taking the action, if you're putting in the hard work and the effort right now, then get with someone, right? Get with a mentor and see if you're not getting the exact result that you want, where can you tweak the process so you can get a better result, right? And if you're getting a good result, maybe you want to share that, and so you can share it with more people, and maybe you want to refine it. Maybe you want to get an even better result, right? Or maybe you simply just want to share that hard work, that effort that you put in, and you're going to share it with other people. Let me give you an example, guys. I've learned over time how to use social media to my advantage, how to go and really network using social media platforms. And I learned from a couple different mentors and a couple different ideas. And what I did was I took all of those and put it together and then share it with you guys, right? And what if you started doing that? What if you start doing that exactly? What if you take the hard work and the effort that you're putting in your training, right? The effort that you're putting each day to become more intelligent and more competent in your business, in the skill sets that you're developing. What if you simply take that and go out and share that? Can make a massive difference in business. It can make a profound difference in other people's lives. And what if it's just one person? What if it's not 27 people? What if it's not 47 people? What if it's not 800 people at a live event? What if it's simply that you sent out an email today that helped someone else in their business? Now I want to say thank you so much to my friend Angel Belichowski for putting such a wonderful post up on my wall over the weekend. And I had the opportunity to be able to speak with Angel recently, and like I get to speak with a lot of you that I work with, and I had the opportunity to have a call with her, and she was absolutely ecstatic because of what she did. Guys, all I did was share a couple ideas, and what really happened was Angel did the work, right? Angel had the ideas. Angel created, formulated her plan. Angel decided to take an action, right? She decided to do something and then follow it up with an action, right? Not me. I didn't do anything. I just was on the phone with her. I just simply shared with her an idea that someone shared with me, right? That's simply what I did. And that's simply what you can do. So today on a Monday, I want you to go out and give a shout out to someone that's given you a boost in your business. I want you to, like Angel did, right? Go out and say thank you. Go out and show some gratitude. Go out and give a shout out to someone that's taught you something or shared with you something. And then go out and commit to your business and decide, are you going to step into the growth mindset? You're going to step into the idea to commit to the process so that you can gain confidence, so that you can gain knowledge, so ultimately you can go out and help more people? Or are you already taking those efforts? Are you already taking that action? And right now you're waiting. You're waiting for them to respond. Well, don't wait. Keep on pressing in. Press in deeper and continue to make the content. Continue to make the content. Continue to create and share what it is that you're doing, and then take it to that next step. Find someone that you can work with. Find someone that can guide you through the process, someone that's had the experience, someone that's gotten the results, received the results that you're looking for, that will work with you, right? That has that type of availability, that can work with you, that can do things to show you how to refine and adjust so that you can get the results that you want. It's in your mind, and it's if you decide to allow yourself to go out and grow and develop and take the tenacity and the passion that you've taken in all of the other endeavors and really dive into yourself, into your business, and go for it. Go for it today and take that step. Take that step through that fear that's been blocking you until now. Guys and gals, thank you for joining us here at the free daily coaching hangout. As always, if you need to get a hold of us, you can send an email, text message, or messenger on the social media platforms. We will see you all on the free daily coaching call tomorrow night. And for those that are in the jam session, look for a bunch of jam sessions to be put into the group this afternoon. And remember, tonight is a jam session live where we have live Q&A for you to participate, just like here at Free Daily Coaching. It's all about inclusion and interaction. So guys, I want to thank you so much for being a part of the Free Daily Coaching call. I also want to remind each and every one of you that we have the ability, if you're not already, to be a friend of Free Daily Coaching. You can become a friend of Free Daily Coaching, and that is a private mastermind that we do each and every week live, where you can come, you can interact, you can literally start building your business and use real-time strategies to build your business with the group of us that do a mastermind every single week. Each session is recorded for you to go back and watch in a membership area if that's what you so choose. So I'm gonna shoot you over there. For those that aren't members of the Friends of Free Daily Coaching, if that's something that you're interested in, check it out. For the rest of you, we'll see you tomorrow here, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at freedailycoaching.com. Thanks a lot, guys, gals. See you then.